We're both setting up to do it. We both have surfer wetsuits. We're going to wear latex jumpsuits on top. We sent our PA to Mr. S. Leathers today to get them. We've got this.
That might be fun to keep around afterwards.
We actually have figured out that our old ones are all used up. The thing is, looking at this video, it's not about the distance that he flies or the speed that he's going. It's really about the accuracy. He hits that tiny little target. So that's what we'll be really looking at. And there might be a certain point at which we no longer feel comfortable. Our friend Nick Boucher, who's our safety guy, our Hollywood stunt coordinator, will be with us. We're going to ramp up to it. But really, all next week, we're going to be flying through the air.
I mean, it's a great job, but it's also crazy. You use Max?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Forever.
I should have checked before I
was just telling, so the other night I hosted EFF's 20th
anniversary. Thank you for doing that. Really great.
And, I'm backstage talking to John Craig Barlow and Mitch K. Poor, which was like, totally intense. And I told them, I figured I'd drop some street cred, and I said, dudes, I read Hacker Crackdown on my PowerBook 170.
Yeah.
And they're both like, yeah, my first Mac was a PowerBook 170. I bought with a sculpture that I sold at Catholic Parks Gallery in Hazel.
Was that the one with the built-in trackball?
Yes.
Yes. It was gray. Yeah. Little
tiny, but it was the activation screen.
Wow.
Then I upgraded that to a Blackbird to the 520. 520C.
Do you use Max in production?
Yeah, we're actually we're solely a Mac shop. I mean, there's a few PCs around, and a lot of the scientific monitoring software we use on those PCs right now. Several of us are booting in order to manage that.
If you would decide you want to put a computer down the slip of the slide, you can use a PC. Too painful. So, you just going to keep doing the clusters for the rest of your life?
Until they love it.
It's an awfully great job.
I mean, amazingly, the success was totally surprising on the show. We never set out to make something that was educational. If we had tried, we would have failed. We really are just following our nose.
That was the motto of Seinfeld, no teaching, no hugging.
I love that. Yeah, no, and you stay true to what the formula is, which is me and Jamie like dogs with a rope battle back and forth. But for the last 6 months, we've been the highest rated show in Discovery. And 7 years in, we have more of a sense of ownership of the material than ever before. We have this great brain trust in the middle of me and Jamie and our director, Alice, and our executive Suzanne Capser. And that creative bond between the four of us is really satisfying for all of us. And we argue all the time.
That's really unusual in mainstream media that you get that kind of. Does Discovery ever say, let's not do that one?
Because we've done so many tasteless things in relatively tasteful ways, they give us a fairly free rein. There's not, the stuff that they get upset about are things that they think are going to be boring. I've been pitching a audio file episode forever. I want to do high-end speaker cable against
Yes.
I want to prove. Wouldn't that be great? $2 for goddamn HDMI cable. $3, right? Exactly. The green around the CDs.
Right.
With that, I actually concocted. I thought this was a great finale. They not only record versus CD, but versus MP3 at different compression rates, and also in your car, in your house, and in this concert hall, because all three of those are going to yield different results. They're all going to yield different levels of satisfaction to different people.
I had my eyes open. I was walking in San Francisco by Dolby Lounge, and a guy kind of said, "Hey, Mitch." And he pulled me, I'm not kidding, he pulled me to Dolby Lounge, and I read this guy and said, I want to play you something. And they had an anechoic chamber, perfect sound studio there with Rebel speakers, very high-end, $100,000 speakers. And he said, okay, listen to this. One of these is an MP3 and one of these is the CD. And I could not tell the difference. Could not tell. Do you agree, Ron? You record stuff as MP3.
Artifacts in MP3.
You can hear it?
Yeah, I hear some stuff. It does go to CD quality. I know when I record the stuff for the phone guy, I do it at 48 kilohertz, 24-bit, and when it comes out as an MP3, it doesn't have the presence or the it's not as clear.
I saw a study that said that real music has an emotion, that the overtones in real music have an emotional component that is emotional on the script out. See, I don't know how you measure that. Somebody crying, you know.
Every time I see these like $25,000 drink tables,
Oh yeah, sand bags,
they could invent some new baby scrap gold. Done in a vacuum, virgins.
It's so great that you do that. And thank you for your great success. Thank you for being here today. We really appreciate it. Also, thank you for speaking out about the forum for freedom and on the internet and music to rock. And that's one common thread here today. Is freedom. Absolutely. Yeah, power to people. You like rock and roll? Yeah. So I wasn't sure. I thought it was either you or Kiki that was going to be in the latex, but I think it's Kiki Stockhammer. So I want to bring Warp 11 out here. Warp 11 is a rock and roll band. They're known as America's favorite sci-fi band. But Kiki, come on out, guys. Kiki Stockhammer is I think she's wearing the latex. All the cameras.
Yes.
Don't take pictures of her.
This is a mild model of what he'll be wearing soon.
So,
yeah, and if you decide you don't want him anymore, you know where you can send him, okay?
Kiki, you are famous as a demo goddess. I can remember so many times sitting and watching you with the Amiga and the video toaster.
Yes.
And doing there was a Kiki White.
There was, at the time it freaked a lot of people out. It was
Carl, her husband, is getting in the shot.
it was love and hate at the same time, but I tell you, all it took was going to a big giant Sony party and all the head echelon of the Japanese, Kiki White.
Kiki White. Well, the switcher we use for TWiT is a TriCaster, which is basically the grandson of that Amiga video toaster.
Yes.
For so many years.
Yeah, TriCaster is basically the smallest live portable production device that rocks it.
It's really cool, yeah.
Yeah.
And you still rock it. Do you want to
Well,
tell us
we're going to
anything
plan on rocking
anything
it.
about Warp 11 before we begin?
We play songs about Star Trek.
Yeah, so all you Star Wars fans, you can get out. There's no songs about Jar Jar, just
Jar
in case
Jar
you're
did
wondering.
ruin it for Wesley kind of ruined it, but Jar Jar really ruined a lot of things.
Warp 11, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a song about drinking and Star Trek, and it's called... Yeah, did I mention that part? It's mostly about drinking and sex and Star Trek. This is called Red Alert.
Woo!